You mentioned the Vancouver Open tennis tournament out of Hollywood Country Club that you sort of had your first so professional debut at.
Yeah.
So some countries have many of those little tournaments or professional entry level events, whereas Vancouver has one, and then there's a few opportunities there. For yourself out of Vancouver, competing it can be quite a high cost because you're having to travel quite often to get through the rankings and build yourself some points up. So, how was that for you transitioning and, dealing with the challenges of, having to travel quite often long ways to compete? Tennis Canada was there potentially, but as part of that, but, how was that for you?
I mean, what I had to do when I was around 19 was I actually moved to Montreal, because it was a little bit more central than Vancouver. And that was to allow myself more playing opportunities at that time, because it was a little closer to Europe. I could go to the States, and it was like more of a hub. And also, like, I was getting a lot of support through Tennis Canada. I still receive a lot of support from Tennis Canada, but my coaching was based out of there. So that was mainly why I had moved to Montreal. But yeah, the start was a little bit rocky. I guess, yeah, you just got to go wherever you can. And
Hmm.
I definitely wasn't successful from the beginning. But we are fortunate that we do have some events in Canada that I could receive wild cards for, and that we have the professional events like Van Open. We have some we have the Canadian Open in Montreal and Toronto. We used to have the Challenge Bell in Quebec City. So there were playing opportunities where I could at least dip my toe in. Um, yeah. So, and then sometimes you gotta travel to far places. Like when I restarted my tennis again, I had to go all the way to Turkey, and I spent 4 weeks there. So like, you got to do what you got to do at the beginning, and it is a challenging process. I'm not an always successful process. So,
Right,
yeah,
of course.
and it can be very expensive too. So I was fortunate that I did have the support of my parents and the tennis federation, and that sort of thing that allowed me to kickstart my career. But I know not everyone has that opportunity too. So yeah, it's not easy.
Of course.
Mhm.
And so how are you finding balance these days while you're training and, when you're at home in Vancouver? What are some activities that you do that keeps you sane, so to speak?
Oh gosh, what do I think? Well, I feel really lucky that last summer I was able to do a lot of different things, because I was in town, and it was a beautiful summer in BC, so I was able to explore a little bit more. So I went camping for the first time, which was really neat. Did a little bit of sailing and like reconnecting with a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a while. A lot of walking. I've been doing a little bit of ping pong down the road.
Awesome.
Down at City Hall. City Hall has 2 ping pong courts. So we picked up some paddles and have been playing over there. And
That's awesome. So
yeah,
outdoor ping pong.
the Corinthians, rain or shine, right there.
Awesome.
So yeah, but I mean,
Good.
just little things.
Yeah.
I have not really gotten into bread making. I tried that, and my starter went moldy. That sort of thing. And a little bit more reading, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
about it.
that's awesome. And so, what's your schedule now in 2021? What's next for you?
So I'm thinking about heading over to Europe in April. I'm still waiting for the entry deadlines to solidify a little bit, so I have a really clear picture on what I'm doing. But that's sort of the idea right now. I will, of course, tell people what's happening as soon as I know, basically.
Right.
But yeah, that's the idea. And then hopefully I can get my ranking into a position where I can again be in the qualities of French Open and Wimbledon. And so
Right.
if that first month goes well, then I'm in that position, and I probably will stay over in Europe for quite some time, like 2-3 months. If it doesn't go so well, then I'll probably return back to Canada. But it is really challenging right now having to quarantine every time for the 2 weeks. Having just done that, it's hard to motivate myself to do it a few more times. So we'll
Of
see how it
course,
goes. Yeah.
of course. Well, and you're currently ranked 220 going into that season, yeah? So
Mhm.
you had quite a great jump coming from the Australian Open on your rankings, and I wish you the best of luck, as well as I know everyone else in Vancouver, plus also worldwide, wants
Yeah.
to see you succeed and in Canada. So yeah, keep going.
Thanks.
You-
I'll try my best. That's all I can do.
I know you will. Well,
Okay.
thanks for talking to me today, Rebecca. I really appreciate it. Enjoy
Thanks.
the rest of your day and have a good
Okay.
time.
All right. Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
take care.